Coming up, my 23 and a half hours in a Tesla Cybertruck. Welcome back to Car-Pinionated, our weekly show on cars, the car industry, and driving in general. I'm Doug Stewart, digital executive producer for Fox 61. If you've been watching, you might have noticed that we have a lot of opinions about Teslas and Cybertrucks in general. So you might be wondering what I'm doing here with this. The truth is, a friend of mine let me borrow it, and so I want to have some first impressions of the vehicle, talk to some colleagues here at Fox 61, and get a sense of what people think of the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck went on sale last November at an initial price of $100,000. Recently, less expensive versions have gone on sale for $75,000. As of the end of September, Tesla has sold around 28,000 trucks, outselling the Ford F-150 Lightning. 134 are registered here in Connecticut, which makes them a somewhat rare sight to see on the road. 14 of them are registered in Greenwich. Stamford, Darien, and Southington have 8 each. Avon, Ridgefield, and West Hartford have 6 each. And those figures are from August this year. The remaining 78 are spread throughout the state. And people are very interested in checking it out.
It's certainly an interesting car. I think personally there's a couple of things that just kind of are distracting about it that I wouldn't necessarily want to make it my everyday on-the-road vehicle. I don't really like how you seem to be so centered on the console instead of like the road around you when you're driving, and the visibility out of the back kind of freaks me out a little bit. But it's my first time seeing one up close, and it's a little bit better than I was expecting, if I'm being honest.
Not what I was expecting.
No, not at all.
I was expecting it to still be like a luxury vehicle. With this, I was expecting this, but I was expecting it to be a luxury vehicle.
No,
on the
it's
inside.
not. There's like no bells and whistles in here.
At all.
At all. Not even, I mean, does that even open up?
No.
Oh.
The bells and whistles are more technology
True.
oriented.
Yeah, true. But still. And still, like, you could, like, with the truck and stuff, like, you could take this to the dump and, like, bring your recycling to the dump.
And that's the thing. It's, like, sturdy enough that you're not worried about messing up your car.
Yeah.
What's
But
the
at the
price
same
tag on one of
time-
these?
This one was $100,000.
Okay.
I see.
Which feels like a lot.
Yeah, because
It does seem like a lot.
Yeah.
Is this all battery back?
Batteries are all underneath it. And this is all closed off, so that's why you can't see out the back.
Oh, I see, yeah. So if you put this open, you can now, right?
Yeah. I spent almost a day with it. Here are some of my thoughts. So to talk about several things that I've noticed driving the Cybertruck for the past half a day or so, that it feels very planted. It's obviously got a lot of battery underneath, and that kind of gives a solid feel to it. It does feel very solid in general. The doors thunk really good. But the real problem that I find, that I don't know if I could get beyond, is the rearward visibility. There are cameras that are outside the truck that cover you, but there's nothing that beats being able to look through the back window to see what's going on. And I find that really problematic. The other part that I notice is that anytime you want to do something that you feel should be just some simple thing to do, like adjust the mirrors or, anything like that, you have to go through the touchpad. And I'm not really adept at it enough after just a limited time, but it just feels like that's a lot of work to find certain controls that you shouldn't have a problem finding, that you kind of need to find really quick. The other thing that bugs me is the turn signals. There's no stalk. There's just these little buttons right here on the wheel, and you turn them back and forth, and that's how you turn the turn signal on. But to me, like, you want to know what you want to not think about that when you're driving it, right? You don't want to have, I guess I don't understand what's wrong with a turn signal stalk. I think the other thing that you have to get used to is the steering is steering by wire. There's no physical connection between the steering wheel and the front wheels. And it's got a very small turning radius, not turning radius, it's a steering ratio. And you don't have a lot of turns. It's like about a turn of the wheel to either side. And that just seems really something you'd have to get used to. There's a lot of dashboard in front of you. It just feels really very, and you can't see out of it. You can't see the hood. You can't see where the hood ends. You can't see the passenger side of the car. It just feels very like I don't know where the corners are. And I realize there's the cameras, and it's designed to show you everything. The whole thing here, the virtual reality of the whole thing out here on the screen is really interesting. It shows, it can show people walking. It can show other cars. Like we see both of these two cars here, and they show up on the screen. And so the technology is really cool, but I feel like sometimes the technology overpowers like what should be just sort of ingrained driving. I'm gonna do a tight turn here. Okay, so let's take a tight turn. It's got a very small steering radius because it's got four-wheel steering. And to swing it back. Thread the needle. All these people are wondering what the hell is going on. Anything this big is not going to be a great handling vehicle, but it's not bad. It's quiet. You hear the whir of the engine, the hum of the engine. You hear some wind noise, not a lot. The Cybertruck is polarizing. People will love it or hate it, and for reasons beyond the truck itself. Vehicles are like the people that make them, very complex. In this case, the Cybertruck is largely the vision of Elon Musk, brought to life by his team. Customers' preferences for design, sales, service, ease and availability, practicality, and more are part of every purchase decision. The owner of this Cybertruck really liked the effortless purchase process for the vehicle. Other battery-powered pickup trucks are on the market. There's the Chevrolet Silverado EV, the Ford F-150 Lightning, the GMC Hummer, GMC Sierra EV, and the Rivian R1T. The Ram 1500 REV is not far off. All are more traditional in design and operation. Of all of these, the Cybertruck is the best-selling. Is it the best of them all? In my opinion, the answer is no, but your mileage might vary. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to leave a comment below, and we'll see you next week.